Hello, my name is Miranda H.P.
And I'm Connor Calloway.
And we are the Bountiful Bards.
Please join us in our first ever recorded D&D campaign,
The Fountains of Cathaidra.
And here we are starting Did you hear my elbow just pop?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if that picked up on the mic or not.
I'm fairly certain it did.
Ever since we turned 30, we just started hearing the more clicky clacks of our arms and our elbows and such. Speaking of which, I had a man I heard the other day was talking. There were two individuals talking. They're probably in their mid-40s to 50s. And one fellow goes, yeah, I've gotten back into cycling and swimming, because I'm trying to take care of myself. Not running yet. I haven't lost enough weight. There's only so many clicks that we have in our knee before it's over. And I really felt that. So, sorry to get off on a tangent. How are you doing, dear?
I am doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. Are you excited to get back to playing Fountains of Cathaidra?
Absolutely. It's been a while.
It has been. We are starting on Chapter 4 today. Before we get started, as usual, one announcement that I have is that my book just published yesterday as of this posting. So if you want to go and support us, if you want to go and check it out, that would be really awesome. I don't want to give any spoilers here about it, but it's been in the works for the past 2 years, and it's a sequel. So hopefully you go check it out. You just type in my name, Connor C. Calloway, on Amazon, and it should pop up. I'm all over the place with these words today. But it should pop up, and you can also just type in Miranda's name, and it'll pop up as well, because she's the editor.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you actually can be searched on Amazon. How do you feel about that?
It's terrible.
You're connected to me.
No.
Everything I do, your name is also on it.
How dare you?
What do you mean, how dare I? Let's see. Also, another thing we wanted to discuss as well, to get a little serious for a moment, is as of this recording, the last recording was before Russia decided to invade Ukraine, which we are wholeheartedly against, of course, and stand with those that are fighting for their freedoms in Ukraine. So we're doing the best we can here as storytellers. Hopefully for anybody out there, this helps just ease the anxiety a little bit, provide a little escapism. But overall, our hearts go out to you. And that's about
Slava Ukraini.
As Miranda would say. I'm not going to try and butcher any language, because Lord knows I'm bad at it. I don't have 1,000 tongues in my head like she does, so why aren't you the DM? You can do accents way better than I can.
It's a lot of work, and I don't want to do it.
Oh, I see. That's the true player right there.
I prefer to carefully undermine your carefully set plans.
Okay, all right. That's true. So, do you remember what happened last time?
Yes. Orbs. So many orbs.
Sparkly orbs.
Yes, that I was friends with, which, see, undermining your plans. You didn't think I'd be friends with the orbs. But I was friends with the orbs.
That was actually not planned. I thought you would have to fight them.
No.
And you decided to make them pets, so that's pretty cool. And you didn't destroy all the robots either, so now they're kind of just getting back to the old way of things.
Yeah, they're janitors.
Yeah. All right.
So I got a shiny cloak, many fashions.
There you go.
Charlie Randall Shipping Company.
Yes, the Charlie Randall Shipping Company.
Station manual. Willie the cook, Jane the orb.
Mm-hmm.
And
that you named.
Yes. Willie the cook. He seems happy about it. Well, less than happy that there's nothing to cook in his deteriorated kitchen, but, it's okay. I'll give him some rations.
He also gave you some beads of nourishment, I believe, like 5 beads of nourishment.
Yeah. And when I popped back out and made my way along to try to obscure my location from whomstever might see me eventually, made my way back to the camp, and Theo, of course, was super glad that I wasn't dead, because, Mom would be really upset, and then had a little sneaky chat with her, found out that she's magic, that she knows other magic peoples, and that Mom is magic, none of which is tremendously surprising to Leah anyway. She's like, I knew it! Sneaky bitches. And,
But Miranda was surprised.
Well,
I hope so. If you don't say yes to being surprised, people are going to think this is scripted.
Yes.
No, okay, wonderful. I am convinced. Hold on.
Roll a persuasion check.
Let me roll an insight check. Natural 1. Okay, then. Well, Was it a natural one, or did the DM lie about it? Speaking of which, know. I have to get out my D20s. Hold on, everyone. 1 second.
Down, back, mimic. Avast! Ha! Did you open the wrong chest again?
No, I got the right chest.
Okay.
All right, let's get started. Are you? Oh, yes, our mic. We are still using just one mic because we haven't got our other ones in yet. There have been some delays because of what's been going on in the world, so hopefully we'll have those next time. But according to some of you out there who reached out to me, you say the audio sounds fine and is manageable with just one mic at the moment. So I'm glad that this is still the case. And we want to make sure we're still providing content on the same schedule as usual. So that is why we are here doing this. But anyways, enough of that. Let's get into chapter 4. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I heard them reciting their inscriptions through the door. By the third speaker, I knew it had to be stopped, but the door was barred. The Journal of Rake. Leah, you make your way back to Etchings from the area known as what once was. As you remember, you went on a little excursion, with an armed excursion out there to reclaim some artifacts from some ruins that had revealed themselves because of the constantly shifting mires of the lands. On your way back, of course, you're trying to find time to talk with Prime Regis Thiel about what she has told you of herself, of your mother, and you perhaps tell her what happened to you while you're out there, but she tells you, of course, to keep it quiet for now because there's too many ears listening, too many people are around. You make your way back to Etchings. You are quickly hurried inside with the rest of the students once news of the attack start to spread, and it's basically like kicking an anthill. All the soldiers are treated by the local clerics that come along. You are actually rushed away after saying several times that, of course, you were fine, to Prime Regis Haddle, a female halfling who is basically the resident doctor of Etchings, who teaches medicine and health and things of that sort. She gives you a good looking over, and she's a squat halfling. You know, she's got a nice belly on her. She loves to eat. Has a set of curls that run down her back, but she keeps them with like a makeshift scrunchie to hold her hair together. Very jolly as she's looking over you, and she goes, "Oh, I don't understand what the fuss is about. You are definitely fine. Look at this prime specimen here. Look at this, gentlemen. Everybody, are you with anybody?
Am I?
Are you?
Maybe. You said the students got brought back.
No, but she's the Prime Regis is asking, are you with anybody?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, there's plenty of prime specimens here. Trust me, I've searched them all over. They're completely clean of disease. Anyway, here's your lollipop. Out you go.
Any chance this is a codeine lollipop? No? Okay.
She twitches her ear as you walk out and goes on to the next one who has a broken finger and is crying about it. Eventually,
you hear a crack and a scream.
You find Jimothy, who greets you as soon as you get back. Do you tell Jimothy what has occurred?
Yeah, because he's probably freaking out because Jimothy is not known for his calm demeanor.
Very true. So after you tell him about the attack, he's like, a what? What happened? A worm?
Yeah.
And you didn't take me?
You had to study.
Study?
Yes. What were you going to do against a worm?
I was going to fight it with my sword.
Yeah, a bunch of other soldiers tried that, and look what happened to them.
I'm not like them, though.
They always say that.
We're supposed to. We're taught to say that.
Okay.
It's the heroism.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Eventually, after you sit down and, so we don't have to roll. Unless you want to role play that out, or are you fine with just skipping through you
no,
updating? No,
that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eventually, you do get a summons. Probably after about 4 to 5 days from Prime Regis Thiel, who invited you and Jimothy to come to her office for tea, if you would like to go.
Yeah, tea.
Tea. As you get in there, you come inside and you can actually see that she has a pot already brewing. It smells herbal scent in the air with accents of fruit also. As you come in, she looks up and she goes, 1 sugar, 2, or 3?
1, please.
3, says Jimothy.
Any scones?
No scones.
No sconces.
No sconces either. She goes over and picks out little bits and puts it in. Starts handing it up to you. Sits down. She goes and puts out little bitty sugars. Goes and sits down. Has your cups of tea. And goes, no one can hear us in here because of my abilities. I'm sure you told your brother. Go ahead.
So many questions about how many, how long, what kind, how often, to what extent, adverbs.
When your mother and I were both girls going to school here and in dorms together, we discovered in the archives, which were a lot messier than they are today, thanks to our efforts, actually, that a book of magical inscriptions. Together, we were able to essentially crack the code, as you would say, and were found that we could perform magic. Now, as you know, magic is very dangerous if you are not a part of the faith. So, we had to hide ourselves. And not only did we have to hide ourselves, we also decided that we would try and find others like us as well to better protect each other. We called ourselves the Restricted Conglomerate. You have to forgive us. I mean, you know your mother, and well, you know how I am, and we decided to be a little fancy with the name. If we were going to make this secret club, and we might as well go all the way by calling it Restricted, because that's what these magics are. This knowledge is
The RC.
The RC.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
Anyways, we are primarily here to protect the magics of old, because we do not believe they are bad, as you two both know. I can teach you, if you'd like, how to find other members like us should you leave here. And you might as well just consider yourself part of the Restricted Conglomerate now, because I have to protect your secret, and I expect you to protect mine.
Absolutely. Hey, Timothy, we can get cool tattoos.
No tattoos. I'm the only member here. Your mother is the only member close to Miro. We have a few others, I'm not going to give out their names just in case, that are scattered all throughout the civilized road. So our secret code, and she kind of gestures to an object on her desk, is generally a square with a line across it. Vertically. It looks like a book.
Okay.
And you see on her desk is a framed picture with an abstract drawing within. You can actually see the red line bisecting just this green square, and it just looks like a painting, but she just has it there, just part
Does
of
the line go all the way through the square, like above it? And
it's a picture like an open book.
Or is it so?
Yes, it's like that. Very simple. And she says in the passphrase that we use is, where can I locate a book on recent accounting? And the return phrase is, I'm sure I have something somewhere in the back. You must also do this. You must also scratch your chins with your left hands when saying the phrase. And that's it.
I'm sure I have something somewhere in the back.
Yes. Anyways, nobody's ever going to look for a book on accounting. Why would they do that?
Fair enough.
But just in case there is a secondary.
Rub, chin, left hand.
Do you have any other questions?
Does Jimothy?
Yeah. I've been having these weird dreams lately. And she goes, hold on a minute. You may want to go talk to the doctor and not me about that. And he goes, no. We, and he gestures to both of you, have been having these weird dreams lately where we wake up in a cold sweat. She goes, yes. That's the interesting part. So in our studies, we've discovered a few things, and I can help you with that here. First off, magic comes in many forms, and we have discovered that there are different types of magic. We all seem to pull from a source, and we have to do so in our own way. Leah, how do you perform magic?
Through saying things or singing things, or through my instruments?
Through your creativity.
I suppose so, yes.
Your muses.
My performance.
Your performance. We met 2 others like you. And we gave them the code name of a bard.
Ooh.
Since they can connect through their music and their creations and essentially their, lack of a better word, their charisma. You have people like me and your mother who we decided to call ourselves wizards. It's a good old-fashioned name. Because we learned through our intelligence. And Jimothy, I believe you're a wizard too. Says, I am? You're a wizard, Jimothy. Oh. Okay. But those are the 2 that we know about. We also know of some others. Besides the clerics and the paladins that roam with the church, there are a few naturalists out there that we've started to label as druids. And there's some others that have come along that seem to be just born with the gift. Unlike us who have to study, we've given them just a kind of a sub or side name of sorcerers. You see the repetition here, but we all seem to grow in strength together at the same time, getting back to your dreams. I believe whenever we have these dreams, we are building our connection, like a muscle, to however we're able to conjure magic. How many times have you had this dream? How many times have you woke up in cold sweats?
Me? 4 times.
Timothy goes, it happened to you again?
Yeah. I figured it the whole worm thing,
I'm not going to be left out again. He turns back to Thiel. And she goes, easy, you'll get there. Your mother and I have only experienced something like this 5 times. It's been 15 years since we've experienced a dream like that. And no matter how much we study or what we do or what we try, we seem to be unable to increase our power anymore. We seem to be at a limitation, a cap. Interestingly enough. So you may have this experience one more time before you are leveled out. Which is concerning to me because I've watched the clerics at the church when we go to the assembly. The wonders I've seen them do in the fields when we go out on excursions are far superior than anything that me and your mother could ever be able to do.
Well, you said we pull from the same source. Is that your conjecture?
That's my conjecture. That's my theory, a hypothesis. I am a scholar.
So, if that's the case, and if the clerics and paladins and such like have free reign on their source, perhaps it's not so much that you are unable to increase your potential, in that the access to the source is artificially restricted, maybe by the church itself. Maybe it knows about this, and it can only restrict up to a certain amount of the source.
What a phenomenal theory. And I've thought the same. Not that the church was connected. I like that thought. But that something is definitely holding us back.
I mean, I don't see any reason why the church doesn't know this, because obviously they're doing it to be controlling. So it might make sense that they are fully aware and they have done their best to tamp out any potential magics. And yet, because as we've seen, magic is insidious and powerful on its own, maybe they could only restrict it instead of eliminating it completely.
We'll keep that in mind. But it's very dangerous to say out loud, as you know.
Yes.
So we will keep that to ourselves. Build our theory. What happened after the worm attacked you?
I fell.
And then what? That's a fancy cloak you have there. You didn't have it when you fell.
I know. I found it in some ruins.
Timothy goes, ruins?
Yeah. Well, they're not super ruined. They're pretty cool, actually.
Please, Leah, go on.
Well, I don't want people surging in there and messing it up. That was the main reason I didn't bring it up. Because I want it to stay secret and safe. Because I feel like it's a place where we can learn a lot going forward. But I think we should restrict it to just us magic folks.
How far? Is back where we came from?
Yes.
We should go back.
I absolutely want to go back.
Am I allowed to go back?
as long as I have your reassurance that no other meddlers will be involved and that you could maybe create a good cover story for us to go back there.
I can do that. When the term is up, we have a break. Maybe we can make an excursion out there. Go visit your mother.
Spring break!
Something like that. I have some free time. Saved up, of course, thankfully. Not for the next term. And we definitely can't go out during Voiden. That would be insane. We would surely perish. However, maybe once the end of the year comes, around Loston, we could take some time to go see your mother. And who knows? Maybe tomorrow can meet us there. That would be wonderful. I'll reach out to her. I think we could get away with that. Heed my warning, though. There are individuals in this tower that are looking for us.
I believe it.
There are spies everywhere. You will be asked questions. People will want to know more about you. What happened out there? And I'm assuming you told her everything, essentially, about what you found.
Well, I actually kept it intentionally vague.
Okay, good.
So that she could have plausible deniability. And also, if something were to happen, she doesn't know.
Right. Okay. She goes, one of the individuals here, Prime Regis Lithu, you've already run into him. He's the male elf that you decided to smart off to. He is not to be trusted. He
I knew it.
Is directly connected with the Archcleric. I have been warned not to bring any ill will towards the school, inadvertently, by Prime Regis Nicole. Picon, excuse me. Nor he does not know. He does not want to know.
What's his name?
Oh, you've already met him already. He's the head of the school.
No, I mean spell it for me, please.
I have to find it now. 1 second. Okay. The spelling is Pincumbe.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. Shh, our little secret. It's based off someone we know who's in academics. Which I hope they get a joy out of this once they catch up in the recordings. Leah.
Yes.
Do you have any other questions?
Not yet.
Not yet? All right. Well, this is a good time to relax, as you can tell. Herthen has started, and she gestures outside her window where the snow is beginning to fall more and more and beginning to blanket the land in white. So, we'll finish out the rest of this term. Voiden is coming. After that, we'll just keep our heads low until everything calms down. It's not every day that you get attacked by a giant worm. As for you, and she points a sausage-like finger over at Jimothy, who just jumps in his chair. She goes, you and I are going to be hitting the books. I need you in this solarium next term. No ifs, ands, or buts. You will not fail again. Because I need to teach you how to perform magic properly. Jimothy goes, I still want to, continue doing, my swordsmanship and martial prowess. That's fine. Absolutely fine. But I'm not going to have you blow off your hand because you conjure your fire wrong and the next thing you know, you have a cooked hand. So we're not doing that. Your mother will never let me live that down now that everything's out in the open. And he goes back, fine. But I still want to keep up with my idea of mixing it with what I can do with my abilities with my sword.
Hey, goes, magical hack and slash. Can't get any worse than that.
Magical hack and slash. That will be your thesis. And he's like, what's a thesis? And she goes,
Miranda looks over at her $80,000 piece of papers.
Connor thinks about his $40,000 piece of paper.
It's there. It says thesis on it.
At least your thesis is about Terry Pratchett. That was interesting to write about.
It is. It has typos. That's okay.
Well, fine. Well, that's all we have to do. Let's finish out these terms strong, and then we have Last Light to look forward to.
That's true. You like that, Jimothy. Lots of food.
Yes. It's a lot of pastries.
Maybe some cute girls.
Yeah,
or boys.
Maybe. I'm not sure yet. I'm still trying to find myself and who I am before I can understand those of others. I found a book on war philosophy.
Oh, Lord. It's over for us all.
Last Light. Do you want to know what it is? And you should always ask me about my world, Miranda, so I can explain to you more about it.
Well, I made the assumption that it's the sort of midwinter festival.
It is, yes, before Voidin starts.
Yes.
So it's Last Light, the last bit of the sun you'll see for about a month and a half, where everybody gathers around, checks to make sure everybody has all their food stores up, because it's kind of taboo to go outside often during Voidin. That's when the spooky bits come out.
They even have little tunnels and stuff under everything.
Right.
The Voidin tunnels.
No Voidin tunnels. It's just the month. Because there's a 5th month, and it's just a month of total darkness.
Well, right, but they would have tunnels they use during Voidin, and much less so during other times, so Voidin tunnels.
I like the idea of that. Historically, people dug tunnels so they could commune with each other, so they wouldn't have to go outside during Voidin.
I mean, it seems that would be the first thing people do.
Well, now it's canon.
Okay. Because, I mean, in a lot of places, there's a lot of inclement weather. Like, when I was in Colorado, they would have these tunnels you could access in inclement weather conditions because it would get really bad out sometimes, like whiteout conditions. So you'd take the tunnels during those conditions, or if there's just like an emergency situation.
How would you feel if I dug a tunnel in the backyard?
Not great, actually.
Okay, moving on. Anything you would like to do before we continue on with the story?
No, I mean, I imagine Leah is still going to, like, do her musical stuff at the pub because she's trying to seem expressly normal after coming back. She's trying to not do anything remotely interesting. Like, she doesn't want anybody paying attention to her.
Right.
The best you can be in order to get away with something is be unremarkable. So that is what she's trying to do. Or she's trying to make them think that she's just a musician, and everyone knows musicians are just silly and whimsical, and you can't trust them anyway, so why bother? It's the ordinary sort of mistrust as opposed to the ominous sort.
Right. Well, alrighty then. Well, then we're going to skip ahead a little bit in the time frame. So you want to keep your head low, continue on your organization, easy. You want to continue more on your organization and things of that sort.
Yeah, my secondary goal is to have, like, a musician's guild by the time Leah's done here.
I know you do. I know.
The pub that she's in is going to become super popular because of that. So.
Right.
Because, hey, live entertainment.
Well, all right. Well, then if you don't have any more questions, the three of you enjoy the rest of your tea as the snow is falling outside. And we're going to skip ahead a little bit in time and see where we end up. Are you ready?
I am.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Thank you for listening. Please leave a review anywhere you found us. You can reach out to us on Twitter at Bountiful Bards. We hope to see you again on the civilized road.
And bring bread and cheese.
As the story goes, until then.